Zimbabwe is for us all Zimbabweans, and it is incumbent upon each and every Zimbabwean to make sure that they do participate in the shaping of the political trajectory as well as the economic trajectory of this country for the betterment of everyone. This country must not be treated like a personal cut shop. I, Knox Chivero, as an equally concerned citizen, believes that a new culture, which is an old culture which is being perfected now, and it does not augur well for the development of our politics, for the development of our nation, in fact, for everything that is anything to do with the betterment of lives of Zimbabwean people. I'm very much concerned about the rewriting of history in order to create a fake legacy of people who have proved to be very criminally minded, people who have this tendency of glorifying evil and want to portray it in a positive image. I've read an article where the current Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Mdenda, his legacy is being glorified. And yet, we believe that Jacob Mdenda is at the center of the subversion of parliamentary constitutionalism. He is the man who facilitated Chabangu to withdraw legitimate representatives of the people. He connived with Chabangu, the renegade, who was not representing anybody, who happened to be a proportional representative in the Senate. And he was an acting secretary general of a political party who did not possess sufficient power to institute changes and recall members of parliament elected by the people. But Jacob Mdenda facilitated this. He's a lawyer himself, an advocate, and he could see nothing wrong about it. And he is taken as a man who promotes democracy. That is a negation of democratic practice. And I don't see why people should try to create an image of him as a hero. He is actually an embarrassment to all those in the legal fraternity, and let alone a Speaker of Parliament. Again, there is this other culture of promoting Gananda culture. The politics of co-option started well back in 1977 in ZANU. When at the Chimoyo Congress in 1977, Robert Mugabe co-opted his Zezuru acolytes and others to constitute the Central Committee of ZANU. And he elevated himself to the position of president of ZANU. The politics of representation, the politics of co-option is non-representative because those co-opted are not representatives of the people. They have to be elected. Their loyalty is to the appointer. So this is where the problem lies. Now we are witnessing exactly the same scenario where Kudata Gwirei is being co-opted. He has been co-opted by the ZANU PF Harare province to be a central committee member. All co-opted people are appointed. They are appointees of the appointing authority. The truth of the matter is these central committees and these provincial structures are manned by people who have been appointed. The majority of them have been appointed, especially the chairman. The chairpersons are appointed by the president. So their loyalty is to the president and not to the party. These are structures which are loyal to the president. And why co-opting Kudata Gwirei? Kudata Gwirei is considered a financer, a funder of party shenanigans. The people of Harare province, they ululated because they believe it is their opportunity to share in the loot, because the key looters are now in charge. The story will not end there. He will also become very soon a member of the Politburo. And sooner rather than later, if there is anything to go by with the rumor mongering machine, this guy will end up, he's eyeing the presidency. There you see now the president bringing closer to him all those people who will facilitate the genesis of a dynasty, a Mafidi dynasty. And this explains why Kudata Gule is being brought to close quarters with Mnangagwa. It is this culture. Tagwirei represents nobody, he only represents Zvigananda. So Zvigananda are now going to play a pivotal role in our politics. Using their loot from state resources, they've been aided and abated by the state through their commander-in-chief, the looter-in-chief, the president himself. They are using the proceeds of illicit gotten wealth to buy political power. So where are we going as a nation? If we allow such things to continue, these things have to be challenged through a people's revolutionary process. This must be stopped forthwith. Next in line will be Wikine Ruchivayo. Very soon he will be in the Central Committee because he is the chief political commissioner of the party, the chief dispenser of patronage. So this is the politics. This is where our politics is leading us to as a nation. Now, when you have such a scenario developing in a country, and you have a whole nation of so-called educated people watching, when this kind of insanity becomes the norm, I don't think we will be respectable people internationally. This should be challenged. Corruption. When we talk of corruption, it's a cancer. It's not enough for us to talk of being anti-corruption. But we have to understand the anatomy of corruption if we are to correct it, if we are to eliminate it completely. It all starts with our government-owned institutions, state-owned institutions. If they are captured, when you have corrupt cadres deployed to head those institutions, that's where all corruption starts. Because the state-owned enterprises become the vehicles of dispensing patronage. And the people who staff these entities are corrupt to the core. We have to fight this through thick and thin. The mandates of state-owned enterprises must be clearly defined. And the people who head these state-owned enterprises must be ethical individuals who manage to work for the people, not for a person. Being a civil servant, it means servant leadership. Do what pleases the people. Fulfill the people's aspirations. Politicians are the worst breed of creatures in this world. They are hypocrites and conmen. And if you dance to their whims, to the whims of politicians are loyal to themselves. Politicians are loyal to their political parties. They are not necessarily patriots. Patriots are loyal to their country. So there is a difference between a patriot and a politician. Be loyal to Zimbabwe and do the needful. These are some of the things that we as Zimbabweans we've got to look into, scrutinize them, bring everything under the microscope. Politicians are turncoats. Politicians betray people along the way. Politicians can be bribed to dump principle. It has happened. A lot of things happen behind the scenes. And most people will be shocked to the core when they discover that even some of their trusted politicians have been bribed. They have been bribed. This is the problem we are facing as a nation. We want genuine people. If you choose to be a politician, be a politician in spirit. And don't be a politician who pursues self-aggrandizement. Politicians are not supposed to be people who pursue their parochial interests, self-seeking parochial interests, rent seekers. No. But unfortunately, this is the culture of most of our Zimbabwean politicians. They have developed that culture, be they in the ruling party or in the opposition. This must come to a stop. Political parties, all of them must self-introspect. They must reinvent themselves. They must always replenish their political brain power with younger generations, and they are blended together with the old ones in order to maintain institutional memory. This reinvention of political parties and their culture of operation is very necessary. And the opposition, like our current state, is nothing to do with opposition parties. It is a very clear cut, a very clear struggle between the ruling class represented by Idi Mnangagwa and the people of Zimbabwe, who are not represented by any political party. The people of Zimbabwe are representing themselves. This must be clearly understood. The people of Zimbabwe are protesting in their own individual capacities as citizens of the Republic of Zimbabwe. This is the way to go. State institutions have been captured. The judiciary has been captured. The constitutional court has got constitutional judges whom I doubt very much if they know a lot about constitutional law. Some of these people just started the constitutional law in their first years at the School of Law. But they have never gone deeper into comparative constitutionalism. Most of them are not very much familiar with that. That's why you find it is possible for unconstitutional constitutional amendments to continue to occur in our constitution. The moment you allow unconstitutional constitutional amendments to take center stage, then it means in the constitutional court there is a void of constitutional brain power. All those areas need to be thoroughly looked into. We don't need captured judges. No. And it is very easy to look for those who are captured and sniff them out, because what we want is a new and a fresh beginning. The people of Zimbabwe, you need better. You need better. You must have a political culture which debates issues, not personalities. Because political parties have been turned into cults where people glorify, they consider the political party leaders as demigods. That alone is a recipe for disaster. People must have a culture of debating issues, not personalities. Now, when we talk of the pre-Kego farm, this has become a key assembly point for all those people who are like-minded in their bootlicking crusade. Instead of coming up with the progressive ideas, they embark on rambling and tumbling a merry-go-round of stupid ideas of making this country a dynasty. Nothing progressive comes out of Brikeb farm. Compare it with the South African Rivonia farm, where Nelson Mandela and his colleagues were planning to topple the apartheid regime. Brikeb farm has become a total antithesis of the Rivonia farm outside Pretoria. This is the problem we are facing in this country. Parallel structures from those which are official as far as the party is concerned are being formed. People are being co-opted. Zigananda are being co-opted. This term Zigananda must be clearly understood. There are those people who have worked tirelessly. These are people who have honest rewards for honest hard work. And those people are not Zigananda. Zigananda are those vanoda kudya, vanoda kukohwa, pavasina kurima. Ndo Zigananda, vobva vaita matumbu. Kana madyiro avo anoonekwa. Chokwadi vanodya semhumhi, amaganyana. Ndo Zigananda manje. Ndo Zigananda izvo. They are different from those people who have honest rewards for honest hard work. Hazvisi Zigananda izvozvo. Otherwise, as a nation, tingazongopedzisira taane a negative culture isingaite glorify success, genuine success, tongoiti zvese Zigananda. No, that's not it. So I'm calling upon you, fellow Zimbabweans, kuti this thing ichi chakatangwa nevanhu ichi, this M31 People's Revolution, it seeks kuti chigadzirise zvese zvinhu izvi. We don't want politics in which we continue to recycle all the political fossil material to lead current generations in different aspirations from those of the older breed. No. This is why we are saying every party must reinvent itself. Because kupererwa zvakunozvilead to, you'll find that because of this recycling of all the political fossil material within ZANU-PF, vapererwa, and in their counter strategies or counter propaganda to the M31 movement, they are now relying more on their political power dynamos, these turbocharged hooligans, thugs, scumbags, charlatans and psychophants, codenamed Varakash. Indeed, they are Varakash. They are Varakash. They are freebooters. They kill. They don't reason. They don't reason. They use instinct. They don't have brain power. This is the problem of a political party failing to reinvent itself. It now relies on fear-mongering, abductions, assassinations. Those are the consequences of a party which is dying. The 31 movement, the People's Revolutionary Forces, the people themselves constitute that movement, and everything will be all right. Within a very short space of time, never lose hope. Victory is certain. Thank you.